Hi, my name is Goldschmidt. I'm a realtor out of Minnesota, and I'm just doing a quick video kind of talking about the 6 steps of getting your financing. So financing, a mortgage, whatever you want to call it, there's 6 kind of main steps or 6 things that happen during that process. So, or 6 main bulletin points. So the first one is choosing a loan officer. So this is probably one of the more important things you're going to do during the home buying process. You're probably going to want to talk to 2 to 3 loan officers, figure out who you like and what's your preference. So some officers offer better services, offer better loan products, different things that they can offer. Some of them, I have lenders that do work with poor credit issues and things like that. Sometimes you have the online loan officers like the QuickBooks or Keller Mortgage or something like that, and they offer you less expensive closing costs. So your closing costs are much cheaper. So there's a lot of different reasoning and thoughts behind these different officers. It's just you want to find somebody that you like, you trust, you think is going to give you a good service, that's going to service you well, and they're going to communicate well. So communication is probably the #1 complaint from my clients that I get about loan officers. It's like, oh, I can't get a hold of them. They're not answering. They can't do anything. You want to figure that out ahead of time before you get into the transaction stuff, because you don't want to be waiting for your pre-approval letter. You don't want to be waiting for documentation that you need to purchase a home because your lender is not doing a great job. So always kind of search around, figure out who you like, who you trust, who's going to communicate well for you. So it's always just figuring those things out. Number 2 is fill out the loan application. So usually this is a concern for people, or people push it off. They go, is there money involved? It doesn't cost you any money to fill out a loan application. All it does is you put in a lot of information about your income, your taxes, your couple months of bank statements, things like that, that prove that you have the ability to purchase a home or qualify for a mortgage. And so with that, it's just different fees, different stuff. I mean, not fees, but different questions they are going to have for you, and it probably takes you 15 to 20 minutes to do. So fill it out as soon as you can. And then too, with this stuff, it's like you want to get all your stuff in order so you can have your 2 years of taxes, your 2 months of bank statements, your employer or like employment, show that you have this many years of employment, all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure you have all your stuff in line. So that's number 3. So then once we get that all figured out, once you get qualified, so that's getting qualified, is you're sending the loan application, you fill out documentation, you answer a lot of questions the lender might have for you, they do a credit pull, they make sure your debt to income ratio is all solid. The next step is number 4, which is going to be submit all the purchase agreement. So once we get an accepted offer on a home, you're going to submit the purchase agreement to the lender, or I'm going to do that. And so once we get that going, once I send that to the lender, you have an executed purchase agreement, and the lender's going to get it and they go, okay, here's my job. I'm kind of handing the baton off to the lender. They're going to be running with it now. They're going to make sure all the financing stuff gets done there, make sure all the paperwork's done, and they're going to ask you for things. So if you don't have all your stuff in a row, they're going to go, hey, can I get this? And with all that kind of stuff, any documentation a lender needs from you, you should get them as soon as possible. And so all the deals I've done, most of the time, the only issues have happened with closings and not closing on time is because the lender or because the buyer did not have all the documentation they're supposed to have to the lender on the correct amount of time, or they didn't sign something in the certain amount of time the lender was supposed to give it to them. So that's kind of one of the big things. So that's my job, is I submit the documentation to the lender and they make sure everything's good to go. They get you the financing for that. Number 5, the next step in the loan office, like the loan, securing your loan, is appraisal. So the bank or the loan officer or the mortgage company, whatever you want to call them, they're going to send an appraiser out there. And so the appraiser is like a third-party person. So they come out there and they go, I think the house is worth this much. They're going to pull comps. So comps are homes in the area that sold recently that are very similar to the home that you're purchasing. And so they're going to go look at it, make sure it matches up to what they think the value is. So their job is to make sure that the bank isn't overpaying for a home that is you purchased too high. And so they'll come back and say, oh, it's only worth this much, or they're going to say, oh, it's it's worth more than what you paid for it. And so there's a lot of negotiating and figuring that stuff out, but that's the number 5 step, the 5th step. And so that's just getting that stuff done, and then title commitment. And so the title's going to get their job and do all their work and make sure that everything's good to go on that side too as well. And then number 6 is obtain funding at closing. And so what that means is once we go through the whole 30-day, 60-day, 90-day process, we fill out, we do the inspection, we do all these different things, after your loan application, all this stuff. Once we're closing on the home, so we go to the little office, you're signing all the documentation saying, yes, I want to buy this home, yes, I want to buy this home, yes, I want to buy this home. You're going to get the financings, you're going to come in from the lender, they're going to wire it to the mortgage company, and then you get to buy your home, you get the keys, you get to move in. And so those are kind of the 6 main steps, or the 6 key points of securing financing. So if you have any questions about the home buying process, the mortgage process, selling a home, or investing in real estate, I'm your guy, so feel free to reach out, and I'll have my information down below. Thanks. Have a great day.